So, when you hear the words a throne in heaven, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably an image of some kind of stern cosmic judgment. But what if the vision the Apostle John saw in Revelation, what if it's telling us a completely different story? Let's dive in and really unpack the powerful and maybe even surprising meaning behind heaven's throne. So, boom, John is just dropped right into this incredible scene, and this is our starting point. The description seems pretty simple, right? A throne was set in heaven, and someone sat on it. But as we're about to see, every single word here is absolutely loaded with meaning, especially set and sat. And this really gets us to the heart of the matter, the central question we're tackling. Is this a throne of impending doom, a place of harsh, terrifying judgment? Or does this vision reveal something much, much deeper, something centered not on fear, but on grace? Well, let's find out. Okay, so let's start at the very foundation of this whole vision, the throne itself. The scripture says it was set in heaven. This one little word, it's the key that unlocks everything else. Now, what's really interesting is how a simple translation choice can totally change the feel of a passage. This idea of a throne being set up actually echoes a vision from Daniel 7. The old King James Version says thrones were cast down. Yikes, that sounds like destruction, right? But newer translations, getting closer to the original Aramaic, say thrones were set in place. See the difference? This isn't about tearing something down. It's about setting something up. So let's be clear about what set really means here. It's not just sitting there. It means it was placed firmly, established. It was positioned with deliberate purpose and installed with supreme authority. This is no temporary chair. It is the permanent, established command center of the entire universe, showing that Christ's kingdom is fully in place. And notice this, the one on the throne sits. He's not pacing back and forth, he's not anxious, he's not striving, he is seated. And why is that so important? Because the work is finished. Just like the book of Hebrews tells us, after Jesus made the one perfect sacrifice for sins, he sat down. The victory has been won, he is reigning. Okay, so the throne is established, and the one on it is seated in victory. But who is he? John doesn't describe a face. Instead, he says his appearance was like two very specific stones. And trust me, this isn't just some poetic flair. It's a deep, profound statement about who this is. The first stone is jasper. Elsewhere in Revelation, it's described as being clear as crystal. So think of the most perfect, radiant, flawless diamond you can imagine. This represents the absolute, brilliant purity and the untainted holiness of God. It's a picture of pure divine righteousness. And the second stone is the sardine stone, which we would probably call carnelian today. Its color tells you everything you need to know. It is a deep, blood-red gem. The symbolism is impossible to miss. It represents sacrifice, the atoning blood of the Lamb, and that fiery, passionate love that led to that very sacrifice. And when you put those two together, it's just brilliant. The jasper and the sardine give you this perfect picture of the dual nature of Christ, his flawless holiness and his profound sacrifice. And get this, incredibly, these were also the very first and the very last stones on the high priest's breastplate in the Old Testament, a symbol that Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, who carries his people over his heart. The king on the throne is the Lamb who was slain. So we've seen the authority, we've seen the sacrifice, but now we come to the detail that completely reframes the entire vision, turning what could be a scene of dread into one of just astonishing hope. I mean, based on everything so far, a throne of ultimate authority, stones representing purity and judgment, you'd be forgiven for thinking, yeah, this is definitely a throne of harsh judgment. But is that the whole story? No, not even close, because the very next detail John gives us is this. There was a rainbow, and not just anywhere, but one that was round about the throne. This changes everything. We have to remember what the rainbow stands for in the Bible. It's not just a pretty light show. Its first appearance is way back in Genesis chapter 9, right after the flood. It was the sign of God's unbreakable promise, his covenant that he would never again destroy the world with a flood. It is the ultimate biblical symbol of mercy and covenant faithfulness. So now that we have this absolute game changer, this symbol of mercy, right at the center of it all, let's put all the pieces back together and see the true picture of what heaven's throne is all about. The placement here is the crucial detail. The rainbow isn't just near the throne or above the throne. The text says it is round about it. It completely encircles it. Think about what that means. It means that all authority, all power, all judgment that flows from this throne must first pass through an unbroken, complete circle of covenant mercy. And who's inside this incredible circle of mercy with Jesus? The very next verse tells us. 24 elders are also seated round about the throne. This number is a beautiful symbol of the complete people of God, the 12 tribes of the Old Covenant and the 12 apostles of the New, all brought together as one. And notice, they aren't standing in fear, they are seated, enthroned with him, resting securely inside that promise of grace. And then there's one final detail that's just perfect. The rainbow shines like an emerald. Now, what does the color green make you think of? It's the color of life, right? Of resurrection, of growth, of eternal freshness. This is not a throne of death and decay. It is a throne that radiates everlasting life to everything and everyone around it. So let's just recap this amazing vision. It starts with established authority. The throne is set. On that throne sits the ultimate sacrifice. The Lamb is seated. That entire scene of authority is completely surrounded by unbreakable mercy, the rainbow. And from it all radiates the beautiful glow of new life, the emerald. You see, this isn't a throne of fear. It's a throne of grace. And this incredible vision from Revelation isn't just for some abstract theological debate. No, it connects directly to this beautiful invitation we find in the book of Hebrews. Because the throne is surrounded by mercy, and because the one on it is our sacrifice, we don't have to approach it with fear. We are invited to come boldly, to walk right up to it, to find the very mercy and grace that define it. So, I leave you with this to reflect on. What changes when the control center of the universe isn't a place of terror, but a throne that's defined by mercy, secured by sacrifice, and just radiating with life? Seriously, how does seeing a throne of grace, not of fear, change everything?